What's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday, the 24th of March, midweek. Um, there's a lot to talk about today. A lot's happened overnight. I probably need to do 2 or 3 videos, but I'm just going to pick out a few pairs and go through those. It was quite an exciting day yesterday. It was one of those days that if you wanted to trade through the night, you could have. I mean, things are really moving at the moment. Some big levels being broken, and yeah, well, let's look at it. It's probably easier. Just get my pen. I'm going to start with a daily on Euro. I did a video yesterday, but I didn't realize that all my videos have been set to private. So that means that nobody's seeing them. I have put them on YouTube. If you wanted to look at it, you can go and find it there. But I talked yesterday about 120 being this important level, obviously providing support and resistance in the past. And as long as we are below there, I quite like to look at the shorts. And Monday we tried to rally. You could see the bulls put in a nice bullish candle here when you compare it to Friday. But then yesterday, the bears sniffed out weakness, and you could see that they totally eclipsed that, and they started pushing through it overnight. So if we look down into the hourly time frame, you can see here in a bit more detail that this is 7 o'clock in the morning. So straight off the bat, lovely outside bar when you compare it to the 6 a.m. candle, and we didn't look back there. The only place we could have entered was on a break of this triple bottom that we put in. The last low was Monday or Sunday night, Monday evening. We started testing that towards the afternoon of the US session. Sorry, I don't know why I can't speak at the moment. Some water, maybe that'll help. We started testing it towards the end of the US session, which is when I turned off my screen, which is around about this candle here. But if you wanted to leave the trade on over the evening, I mean, this is only going in one direction, and you can see we've even broke through this morning, and we're almost at S1 for the day already. So what would happen here for me today? I mean, this was the breakout signal at 6 a.m. So I wasn't at my desk for that. So I obviously missed this trade. Would have been a nice one. Stop up here. Target would have been S1. It looks like it's going to get there eventually. So I'm not going to jump in now trying to make back any gains. What I want to see is perhaps a test of this one or some kind of retracement or pullback up to pivot point, where my rules state that any previous support with 3 tests, this one's even got 4, you could say, and it's got an area of confluence there with pivot point. If we see a retracement or a pullback to here, and then some nice bearish price action, my rules of the system is that I can enter here, stop up here, entry there, and the target would be the lows. However, this is pretty unlikely to happen, but you never know what's going to happen. It seems that there's one-way traffic at the moment, and the bears are in control. Let's look at cable. Cable was a good one for me yesterday. I talked about this trend channel support being tested, and we broke straight through that. Didn't even come back to get a retest or anything. It's just went smashed straight through, and also these kind of lows and this trend channel support. Now, I talked about this being a false breakout, and we should get an extension the other side. That's what usually happens. Keep an eye out for this previous resistance, 137 138, 137.60 area. And let's see what happened on the hourly time frame. Here is the break of the trend channel support. There's a nice bearish pin bar of the moving averages here, and this was a pivot point yesterday. So price action worked really well. We smashed straight through. Wasn't even a retracement. This is a nice breakout for me, and managed to get 1R here. Then we put in this bear flag. After the first leg downwards, we didn't even get to the come back to retest this strong previous support. So that's a sign of weakness from the bulls. So if you were going to trade throughout the evening, then this looked likely to keep going, and that's what happened. We already tested S1 this morning. We've had a breakout this morning already before our time. So again, like the euro, I need to wait for pullbacks if I want to stick to the rules. So where would I be looking to enter here? Well, this would be an area which is, for sake of explanation, this is 3 previous support areas. So this, my eye is immediately drawn to this area. It's also R1, but to be honest, we probably have a signal to buy to get up there for me to short this area. So that is unachievable. The other areas would probably be this one, although it's not clearly defined. It is an area of interest. It was support, it's turned resistance, but this is not really in keeping for the rules. So for now, I'm just going to sit on my hands and wait for something to happen in GU. But you can see that the price action yesterday was really good to read. It was really easy to read, and it was quite enjoyable to watch. UY. This has been stuck in, actually, let's look at the daily chart first. Now you can see we've been on this massive rally since breaking through this trend channel resistance. This is a huge leg higher, and if you want to look for a bull flag, this could be it. So it's interesting that it's become really choppy throughout here. If we look at the 1 hour chart, sorry, let me just stress the importance of this level here around 109.40 area. Yeah, basically March highs is one you want to keep your eye on. Should we break that and close above that? Excuse me, it closed below. What am I talking about? A close above that on the daily chart, and this might be the sign or what the bulls want to say that this structure of a bull flag is has been broken, and then let's push on up, and if we get a leg that's anything like the first leg, well, where are we heading? Let's have a look. 109.70, and then these highs here, 111.50 seem to be important. Above that is 112. Obviously a long way away, but if we get a second leg like we did the first, then there's no reason why we can't achieve those levels, and hopefully we get some trades in between on the hourly. So back to the hourly, excuse me. Right, so the hourly's setting up quite interestingly. Of course, this is extremely difficult to trade throughout this range. We have a signal at the moment. I'll just give away. Yeah, we have a signal to sell, to buy up here on a breakout of the previous high, and a sell signal here. Now this is tough to trade when you compare this to a market like cable yesterday. Then we shouldn't even be looking at this market really, because the price action is saying otherwise. So this is where if you're an inexperienced trader, you might end up buying here, and selling here, and just getting yourself in all sorts of trouble. And the good trades, like you would get on the pound or euro or EY or GY yesterday, you can give them all back on markets like this. So this is why it's important to be able to read price action to know when to stay away from markets. And this is what Al Brooks would call barbed wire. I mean, this is okay, but for every one you might get, you might lose 2 or 3 trading breakouts in these kind of markets. So, for example, yesterday, let me just make this a little bit bigger for the sake of aesthetics. Yesterday, this was pivot point here, and I missed that it was pivot point. And in fact, I had my trend line marked up as this instead of the one I have now. Something like this. Sorry, the magnet's playing. Right, let's just leave it there. Yeah, so I had my trend line marked up as this. You can see numerous tests as resistance. This was the breakthrough. It then came back and this acted as support. So I was like, okay, it's bounced off support 2 times. Let's enter here on this candle for a long, because this is going to go and test the highs, and it's also going to break R1. It's going to get to big round numbers. It's going to act as a magnet, and I'm going to get my 1R. My stop was below here, and you can see how wrong I had this. I read this market. Now this was a loss for me, but I ended up getting it back on the short. So we had a sell signal here. Of course, there's a lot of support areas around here. So I ended up waiting for a lot of those support areas to be cleared for a bit of extra security. I put my entry a few pips lower. And once we cleared that support area, S1 was actually right where it stopped. So I took profit early at S1 to get my 0.75R. So although I lost 1R here, I managed to get a little bit back here, and I deem myself lucky for that because like I was saying, this market is extremely choppy. So what do I want to see here? Well, a close outside of this kind of trend channel wedge that we seem to have found ourselves in. I need to open that for a bit more so you can see the support. You can see the support areas is quite clearly defined. The resistance has had 3 tests now, if you include that one yesterday. So would I be buying here on this resistance? Then no, I wouldn't, would be the answer. I would want to see some kind of penetration first, maybe a retracement, and then some kind of bullish price action, maybe off this support, this previous resistance act as support, and then wait for the penetrated high to be cleared and put my stop here, and either target half R for R1 for half R, or big round number for maybe a little bit more than 1R. So that would be a perfect situation, but it's important that these areas get cleared first. I hope that makes sense for you guys. Anyway, let's leave that there for now. I might do the other pairs on a different video if you like. If there's enough response to this one, and I'm not sure, the markets are opening now, so good luck. Let's get on with it.